Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans, I'm the Gargoyle here for Front Row Fanatics, and I'm here with NWA referee Richard Dunn for the debut of NWA Florida Wrestling in Panama City, Florida. Mr. Dunn, help me out. Tell us what's going to happen here tonight.
Panama City, Florida, 3 championship matches in one night. Unheard of. Just back from a successful tour of Japan, the Sheik will be taking on Mr. Godwin, I think his name is. I wasn't there.
BTY.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I just heard. I got a phone call to please be here. 32 years in the making for me to make it to this level in this business. The NWA, the world's oldest sanctioning body of professional wrestling, only right here on the Gulf Coast in Panama City.
Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans, I'm the Gargoyle. Front Row Fanatics, GulfCoastWrestling.com. We are here in Panama City for NWA Fusion's inaugural show here. I'm with the World Tag Team Champions, the Dark City Fight Clubs. They've got some messages for the fans and their opponents. I'm going to step out, take it away, Fight Club.
You know, this is Corey and I's second run with the titles. And it's the same thing as the first time. Got plenty of tough guys cutting promos on YouTube on what they're going to do to us. They're going to beat us up. They're the next best thing. They're going to be the next champions. We should be shaking in our boots. But you see, fellas, we don't pay attention to that. You can talk all you want to. Actions speak louder than words. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Actions speak louder than words. You can issue a challenge. Come find us. It's not very hard. 20 pounds of gold, 2 guys behind it.
See, I don't know what it's gonna take to get through all you tag team domes. We're not the ones you want to mess with. You see, the best in the world gets thrown around a lot, but nobody's got the proof. We got the hardware to prove that we are the best in the world. We play for keeps. What you are looking at is the sickest pairing of professional wrestlers and animals that you've ever seen in your lives. You want the Dark City Fight Club? We ain't hard to find. Just open the book or click and Google the NWA World Tag Team Champions. And if there's any tag team out there who don't like that, do something about it. Dare you.
Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans, welcome to Panama City, Florida. NWA Fusion World Tag Team title match.
Shut your mouth! For those of you who are too stupid and ignorant to pay attention to the world around you, I am the lethal dosage, Strychnine. This is the human hand grenade Danny only, and we are the hate junkies. You see, we've been NWA Anarchy Tag Team Champions. We've been NWA APW Tag Team Champions. 2011 Mysterious Benefactor Cup Tag Team Tournament Champions. And you see, the Dark City Fight Club, they're 2-time champions. But if you look back, you might recognize the team that beat them for those belts the first time, the Usual Suspects. And if I remember correctly, we hold a victory over the Usual Suspects. So by de facto purpose, the hate junkies hold a victory over the Dark City Fight Club, which means we're first in line for what is gonna be ours. So every single one of you, go home, order the DVD of this show, watch it, rewind it, and witness a crime over and over and over. The hate junkies, theft by taking, because we're taking the NWA World Tag Team titles. Hate Worldwide 2011, bite it, you scum!
Good evening, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans. Welcome once again to another fantabulous edition of Front Row Fanatics. I'm the Gargoyle.
And Cheech.
And tonight we are going to do a review of the NWA Fusion / NWA Florida show that took place in Panama City on July 9th, put on by Ron Hyatt and Chief Little Bear at the 19th Street Boys and Girls Club. So with that being stated, take it away, Cheech.
This event right here is probably one of the best quality shows as far as wrestling matches put together that I've seen in a while, and it doesn't. I'm not trying to put a step on SWA in no means, because this was a complete different lineup. Real impressed to see the NWA coming so close to home. It was something I haven't ever seen, and I really enjoyed the show. Seen a lot of people I haven't seen before, seen a lot of good talent. It was just an overall really good event. They did start the evening out with somebody that you've seen before, which is Jake Slater versus Blaine Rage, who these guys are pretty good, tussling back and forth together. It was the crowd really got into this match right off the bat too. This Jake Slater guy, calling him a grease ball.
The grease ball. They were all over Jake Slater, man. He was out there just flapping at the pothole and antagonizing the crowd, which immediately won him no fans whatsoever. Yeah. So between his attitude and the hype and everything, it got the crowd warmed up. Good opening match, getting the crowd excited into the show. And I've seen Jake Slater before a few times. He wrestles, I believe, primarily in Georgia. Payne Lord and I saw him at the Kiefer Classic in Tallahassee. So, he's a well-traveled guy against Blaine Rage, you said?
Blaine Rage.
Okay, sorry. I'm going back to my roots and drinking some cheap-ass bush beer tonight. So, hey, it might be a little slurring, burning, bobbling, wobbling, whatever. Against Blaine Rage in the opening match. Good entertaining match to start the show. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm drinking cheap-ass bush beer again, who once again are no sponsors or have nothing to do with Front Row Fanatics. Blaine Rage got the victory in the opening contest of the show.
He sure did. And the kids really got into this match right off the bat, too. They enjoyed just, letting Slater have it, grease ball up and down. He did get it with the roll-up pin, and that was a good way to start the show for sure. Match two, number 2 of the evening, started out with Tommy Vandell versus El Fantasmo. He wore a mask, come out basically like a luchador type mask. That match was pretty good. He was quick. El Fantasmo was a pretty quick wrestler. I was expecting when I saw him to be, total luchador and really flying high. He did fly, but not as much as I guess maybe I misread him or something like that. But it was a pretty good match, back and forth, tossing around. Got the flying knee from the top rope is what finished that match up, and El Fantasmo did get the win on that match right there. Have you ever seen either one of these guys?
I have seen Tommy Vandell before, but that top rope knee drop crushed his head, man. It was like, I was waiting to see brains shoot out his ears and everything. Once again, 2 guys have ability, got in the ring, kept the crowd excited, kept the crowd into the show, delivered a good quality match. I enjoyed it. It just, what do I want to say?
The youngers, they weren't liking Tommy Vandell.
No.
They got rid of him real quick.
No, they weren't liking Tommy too much. We had a little crowd of kids sitting to the left of us that were good, rowdy, hardcore wrestling fans, and they were all about giving people some heat and everything, and they didn't like Tommy Vandell. Fantasmo gets the win. Kept the show going, a contrasting match compared to the opening one, a little more high-flying. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I've seen Tommy Vandell before. I'd never seen El Fantasmo, but once again, step 2 in the building blocks of a highly entertaining show that NWA Florida put on there in Panama City. So I enjoyed it. The fans were enjoying it. So hey, what can you say?
I would like to see these 2 again, even whether it be at one of the other promotions or even at this promotion again, because I did enjoy both of these guys in the ring. Match number 3 came up with our local Chief Little Bear, Panama City, and Party Gras Justin Stone, which was a little bit surprised to see him there, but I was happy that I did. And he went up against what is the Phil Davis? But what is the tag team that he normally goes with?
He and Sean Davis are the Heartbreak Express.
Yeah, and it wasn't them, but it was half of the Heartbreak Express. Phil Davis and one of our own, I guess you could say, from back in the days, Michael Patrick. They went up together on a tag team match, which a lot of power in that ring. A lot of heavy guys moving around. A lot of guys that can wrestle. This was a pretty entertaining match too, as well. Chief did get the cross body slam and end up taking the win on Mike Patrick for the 1-2-3. But this was a good tag match. I was really impressed, actually, even seeing Chief Little Bear and Justin Stone go at it. It worked for me.
I was totally surprised to see Justin Stone at this show, which is not a reflection on his abilities, but seeing where he lives compared to a lot of the other guys,
yeah,
you know. And Phil Davis and Michael Patrick, they tag team off and on again. I also, along with Pain Lord, saw them as a tag team at the Kiefer Classic there in Tallahassee in January. So they were familiar tag team partners, which I thought would give them the advantage over Chief Little Bear and Party Gras Justin Stone, to my knowledge, this was their first time together as a tag team. Like Michael Patrick, like Phil Davis, you know, two guys that have been up and down the roads all over the state and all over the country. Quality wrestlers. You know, Chief, his credentials speak for themselves. Yep. Justin Stone, always an entertaining guy. Woo! Woo! Yeah, throwing out them down bees down, brah. I hear you. You know, it was a good, solid tag team match. I enjoyed it. You know, I myself was going for Phil Davis and Michael Patrick. Yeah. They didn't get the Duke, but, you know, by all means, it was an entertaining match, some good quality tag team wrestling, and I enjoyed it. The fans seemed to be in it. You know, for the most part, the crowd was pretty much continuing on that little roller coaster ride, so to speak, as the levels and qualities of the matches stepped up. So I enjoyed it. I give him a thumbs up, and hey, you know,
Michael Patrick, for being a big guy, he sure can get around that ring, though, can he?
Yes, he is deceptive. You know, and a lot of people, they'll look at Michael Patrick and they'll say, they look at his build or whatever, and they, nah. Michael Patrick is a consummate professional. He goes and he wrestles all over the state of Florida, all over the country. As a matter of fact, after he left this show, he was getting on an airplane and flying to wrestle for NWA in California. So the man has talent, the man has heart, he has passion for the business. Phil Davis, his credentials speak for themselves. Two high-quality wrestlers in the ring, which was, once again for me, the quality of the wrestlers and the talent in this show just kept getting better and better and better with every match. So, I mean, I loved it.
We actually took a picture, you took a picture with them after the show, and Michael Patrick did mention that he loves coming back to the Gulf Coast to wrestle because of the fans. Just, you know, he loves the fan base, and that says a lot too, because that's exciting to hear somebody say that. That's not for, used to be from the area and moved away, and I wouldn't say a lot of them, but most of them that I've talked to or heard talk, it was negative. So to hear the positive coming from them about being on the Gulf Coast and enjoying the fan feedback, that was good. And as a matter of fact, this show, similar to SWA, there was a lot of wrestlers from other promotions in the crowd to enjoy the show as well. As a matter of fact, one of them had mentioned to me that Phil Davis had done a couple moves that they were going to try and try to reiterate in one of their matches, and I won't mention any names, but that was kind of exciting for me to hear, because I was enjoying it just as much as they were, and they're in the business, you know, so that made me feel good that when you hear something like that, you know you're at a good quality show. So.
Absolutely, and for me, you know, Michael Patrick, he'd wrestled in the GAWF, you know, for Skip Skipperman quite a while. He wrestled at Ultimate Wrestling a couple times, and other, probably AWF and Shipley, I believe. And if I'm wrong, okay, I'm drinking cheap ass beer, so I'm prone to make mistakes. But Michael Patrick is a genuine good guy, you know, who appreciates the fans. And like I said, as a guy who travels teaching myself to various shows all along the area, it's nice to hear a guy say, wow, I appreciate you guys showing up here. I'm glad to come back. You know, despite the fact that he travels all over the state of Florida and all over the country, you know, he remembers us little people here along the Gulf Coast, and I really enjoyed it. I dig me some Michael Patrick, and I dig Phil Davis. Chief Little Bear, he got in there and he showed a lot too. Party Bra, hey Bra, you know, I'm all about it. So a great match all the way around for the fans.
That's right. If we don't see them here at home, we need to get down south and see them again, because I did enjoy watching them together. And maybe in due time, Phil Davis's tag team partner will get back and we can see them as well. That brings us up to match number 4 of the evening, which was an actual NWA Midwest X Division title match. pitting Oliver Kane, who is the champion now, versus a fellow by the name of Shank Barzini, and Shank the Freak Barzini. Barzini is how you actually say it. It's kind of a weird name, but
Shank. He said Shank.
but his character is similar to one of our own, which is Psycho Milo here on the Gulf Coast, and that was an interesting match right there. It was Kane did retain the belt with another flying knee of sorts off the top rope with the 1, 2, 3. But this was a good, entertaining match. I believe we and Gargoyle were reviewing a tape before the show, and Oliver Kane did that move where, I don't even know what you call it, but grabbed the head and come through the ropes and landed on the outside of the ring. It was just some of the moves they were doing is something I haven't seen anywhere.
Maybe you could call it a jumping side headlock or bulldog, to where he leaped through the ropes and clotheslined the Shank on the ring ropes.
Yes,
it
looked like it hurt like hell.
I hear you. And Shank Barzini is an entertaining character in the ring, along with having the ability to go, the fans were all over him, they didn't know what to make of him. And, he had the makeup on and the wild crazy man thing going on. And I would like to see Shank Barzini again. Maybe him and Psycho Milo could team up as partners, or they could have a match as the Battle of the Nutbags, Psycho guys, See
him at the House of Hardcore teaming up together, maybe.
Yeah,
that was funny, because Shank, when he was on the bottom of the ring apron, talking to the kids, they were all loud and giving it back. But once he stepped up that other on the belt, up on the turnbuckle, they would back away. So when he got back down, they'd get right back up. So that was entertaining to watch, for sure.
Good crowd interaction with all the wrestlers in the matches so far in the show. They, besides delivering in the ring, there was good fan interaction. So like I said, once again, good quality wrestling there at Panama City for the NWA Florida / Pro Wrestling Fusion show. Enjoyed it. Great stuff, I was slightly a little disappointed in the size of the crowd. I would hope that there were more true wrestling fans there, because, and I'm saying this is my own personal opinion only, you got to be a hardcore wrestling fan to know Craig Classic, to know the Sheik, to know the Dark City Fight Club, to know the Hate Junkies. And unfortunately, in our area, I don't think a lot of these fans are hardcore enough wrestling fans to realize the talent that was being presented on this show. And that's no knock on our local guys, because I love them all, and you guys know I travel as much I can, wherever I can, to support you guys. But you had some top-notch quality wrestlers at this show, and
And it showed too, because the match.
Yeah, absolutely, it showed. So once again, I give hats off to the Pro Wrestling Fusion in NWA Florida for bringing these guys to our area, and I hope they bring them back on a continual basis, and more fans will come in and be able to see the quality of these guys in the ring. So like I said, I enjoyed the hell out of it, but I guess at this moment I need to get me another fresh, cheap-ass Busch beer. Cheech is going to get a slice of pizza or whatever, maybe a word from our sponsor. I don't know. I'm drinking lots of cheap Busch beer. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Ow!
Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand in front of a classic traditional tattoo parlor. This man here has helped me out more times than anybody else on my show. Pat here, he owns this tattoo shop here at 567 South Main Street. If you need any kind of tattoos done, come see Big Pat. He does great work. I've seen it myself. He's also got another guy here named Teron who does great work also. Like I said, 567 South Main Street. Come see this man, Big Pat.
All right, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans, welcome once again to the Front Row Fanatics, as we are continuing our review of Pro Wrestling Fusion NWA Florida show that took place on July, drinking lots of cheap-ass Busch beer. Cheech knows what's going on. It's not my usual Heineken, and nobody is sponsors of this show. We just, whatever.
But if you want to, give us a call.
I hear you. I hear you. But, it took place on July 9th at the 19th Street Boys and Girls Club in Panama City, Florida. Excellent show. We're going to continue with this review. Cheech, take it away.
All right, so after the intermission, they started up with match number 5. That was a NWA World's Junior Heavyweight title match, which pitted the champion Craig Classic versus Vordell Walker. This match was just awesome. Wardell Walker, Craig Classic as well. They're just, I mean, they really are some good wrestlers, and if you don't know who they are, definitely check the video out and watch it. And others too, not just our video, but there's lots of video of Wardell Walker up on the YouTube and Craig Classic. This match was back and forth. This is what really got the crowd, even though they weren't, I mean, the crowd was into it, not as into it as we were, I guess you could say. We tried to get them going, but this match did get more people up out of their seats and riled up. Ended up actually, Craig Classic did keep the belt. Wardell Walker missed on a 450 splash, and then Classic took advantage of that and got the pin. What was your favorite moment in this match right here?
Well, I don't necessarily have any particular favorite moment in the match. You had two high-quality guys in Wardell Walker, who's been in Ring of Honor, maybe TNA, I could be wrong. Craig Classic, who's the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, who's been defending that belt all over the country and all over the world.
Yep.
You know, I've seen Wardell Walker on numerous occasions. Once again, he was at the Kiefer Classic there in Tallahassee, who had an awesome match against Bobby Sanford. Craig Classic, I've seen him, I believe, one time down in Central Florida while I was down there. Two high-quality athletes, two high-quality wrestlers who got out there and delivered it in the middle of the ring for the fans. You know, once again, I hate to say it, it really kind of bums me out about our area is there's not enough, in my opinion, pure wrestling fans. Too many of them like to see the same old bullshit, gimmicky stuff, and didn't appreciate the quality of talent that was in this show. You know, and like I said, I enjoyed the hell out of this match. And they went back and forth for a good amount of time. And that's another thing I'd like to take a brief moment and talk about. If you go back and you watch our videos on Front Row Fanatics, GulfCoastWrestling.com, YouTube, whatever, whichever place you choose to see it, Facebook, whatever, all these matches in this show, there were 7 matches in the show, and they all at least went, I'd say, 10 to 12 minutes apiece, if not longer. You got good quality matches where they took the time to develop the story, build the action in the ring, instead of having 14 matches and half of them were 4-minute matches apiece. They took the time to allow the wrestlers to tell the story, to showcase their skills and their abilities in the ring. And for me, I was all over it. Yes. I was all over it. I'm a hardcore wrestling fan. I want to see wrestling. That's why I don't watch no bullshit WWE or whatever, you know. And, you know, there are some quality guys on that roster. But for me, I'd rather watch Wardell Walker, Craig Classic, Dark City Fight Club, the Hate Junkies, all these guys. I would rather go and see these guys than pay an outrageous price for some bullshit WWE show.
I'd have to agree. And I was going to touch on that too, that this match and the next matches that we're going to talk about here in just a minute, they weren't short matches and they weren't long matches, but they went on for a good amount of time, and it wasn't something that you were like, you know, when's this going to end? I mean, it was the whole time. It was action from the bell rang till the time the 1, 2, 3 came. I mean, it was really, really enjoyable matches, and that was something that I noticed right off the bat was the length and the quality was there. I can't stress that enough. Haven't seen that in a long time from top to bottom. Just
I agree with you 100%. There's a lot of times we go to show, and like I said, I'm not trying to knock the local guys that we go and love to watch every weekend. But there's sometimes you're sitting there, oh God, when are they going to finish this match? Or, you know, drag it out a little bit too long or whatever, or they didn't give them enough time to fully develop the match, you know. All these matches were well paced. Maybe that's not the... everybody was given a good amount of time to showcase their talent, tell the story, and get the crowd into it without being too short or too long where people was wanting, this is boring or whatever, you know. You didn't hear none of that there. All these matches, to me, like I said, between 10 to 20 minutes apiece, 7 matches, good, high-quality, athletic wrestling, man. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
And I've actually haven't seen Craig Classic before, and after watching this match in person, I actually went back and watched a few of his other matches on YouTube. I did enjoy those as well. The kid is good. He deserves to be a champion. He's got the heart of a champion, and he shows it. And in every match that I've watched.
A talented individual, as well as Bordell Walker. Like I said, he was a veteran who's been up and down the roads across the country, everywhere, you know. Awesome. That's all I can say.
Yeah. And Bordell Walker, you said, was at Kiefer Classic, but was Craig Classic at the...
No, he was not.
So that brings us up to match number 6 of the evening, which Dark City Fight Club Heavyweight Tag Team Champions versus the Hate Junkies.
I'm sporting my Hate Junkie swag here, baby. Dark City, if you'd have had some t-shirts there, I'd have bought one of yours too, but right now, I'm marking out for the Hate Junkies, baby.
This was probably, no lie, the best match I've ever seen. You may have heard me say that before, but ultimately this was literally the best match I've ever seen. Not just for tag match, period. Okay, these guys were at each other's throat from start to finish. The first chop of the match drew blood. I mean, he hit him hard, and you could hear it through the crowd. You could feel it through the crowd. You could see the blood. It wasn't long after that was dripping. That was, I believe it was John Davis from the Dark City Fight Club doing it to Strychnine of the Hate Junkies.
Absolutely.
My God, you can see the pain on his face and you can see the blood on his chest. And I know everybody else felt the same way when they saw it. It was just, and they didn't stop at one. That's
no, he gave him like 20 chops in a row after that. And you know what? In my feeble, alcohol-induced state of mind, I was thinking about asking for a chop from one of them guys. But after I saw John Davis draw blood on Strychnine, hell no! Gargoyle chumped out on that one, baby. I wouldn't take no chops. But, you know, two highly skilled and entertaining tag teams that went on there and just laid it all. Like I said, I mean, they beat the crap out of each other.
Yes, they did.
And, you know, despite what anybody says, and then, you know, there's people, we've seen some of their marks posting on their videos on YouTube or whatever, the NWA ain't shit or whatever, you know, small crowd, blah, 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 blah. These are two top-notch, high-quality tag teams that deserve respect and admiration from the fans. They went out there and they laid it out in the middle of the ring.
They did.
And I'm telling you, I really hope that both the Dark City Fight Club and the Hate Junkies come back to our area soon at the next NWA Florida show. You know, awesome. I got nothing but props for both tag teams. I mean, they went in there for 20 plus minutes and laid it out on the line.
They did. It was non-stop too. They just gave each other hell.
They beat the crap out of each other. They showed brawling. They showed technical wrestling. They showed good in and out, quick tags. They showed something that you don't see in our area a lot, tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
All you promoters out there, if you're not going to have a tag team division, get rid of the belts.
That's right.
These two teams showed a lot of what is missing in our area as far as tag team wrestling, man. I loved it. Good shit. What do you want me to tell you, man?
Awesome.
I mean,
it really was. I mean, both teams, you know, you can tell the moments where they'd cut the ring in half and they would, you know, work together and work on each other. I mean, it was just, it was outstanding. And I think everybody there, in my opinion, would say that this was match of the night, because you could see it along the faces and everybody in the crowd that everybody was into it, you know, from workers that work in other promotions that were there watching the show to the whole nine. As a matter of fact, I even seen at least 4 heads peeking around the curtain checking this match out too. So some of the guys that were actually on the card, even they wanted to see this match. So it was really, really good. And this video, a lot of you have probably already seen it, but if you haven't, definitely check it out. It's worth the watch. The Hate Junkies did unfortunately get the loss on this one. The Dark City Fight Club have kept the belts with a combo neck breaker, a sit-out power bomb sort of move on Strychnine. That was again, that was John Davis doing that move onto Strychnine. Actually, I think they both had a piece of it,
right?
Yeah, at the end, and then they got, you know, they got to 1, 2, 3. This match, I mean, it just, I can't say enough about it. I like Hate Junkies. I am definitely a Hate Junkie mark, and I like Dark City Fight Club just as much.
Absolutely.
I really do. I didn't know who to really root for in this match, but it was just awesome from top to bottom. So
I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. 2 high-quality tag teams that deserve more exposure. You know, I'd like to see them, both of them, go back maybe to Ring of Honor, or maybe try for a shot at TNA. You know, tag team wrestling sadly seems to be a dying art amongst most wrestling promotions, but these 2 tag teams show what a good tag team match can can be all about, man. Partners working in synchronization together to deliver a good match that the fans and everybody enjoys. I've got nothing but good things to say about Dark City Fight Club and the Hate Junkies.
Yeah, I can't wait to see either one of them again, if not both of them together.
Please come back!
Yes, definitely. So basically, after that match was the main event of the evening, which pitted the Almighty Sheik, who's NWA World Title or World Champion, as well as the 0-1 Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, which we didn't know that until he got there.
Right.
It must have been a newly won belt.
He won that belt in Japan recently while defending the NWA NWA World Heavyweight title. Excuse me, cheap ass Bush beard.
But anyway, the Almighty Sheik pitted up against our hometown hero, is what they put on him, I think, on the card. Was hometown hero BTY Colby Godwin. This match was it was good too. Not just because it was Colby. I mean, you got the NWA Heavyweight champion there as well. This was a good match from beginning to end. Colby had, basically, I'll get right into it. Colby had these belts won. I mean, he was...
No, not these. One belt.
Yeah.
Heavyweight belt.
Yeah. Well, no, the both belts were on the line.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, once again, cheap Bush beard's not in my mind.
Yeah, because as a matter of fact, after I posted the match, that was made clear to me. So I did make that mistake too. But yeah, both belts were on the line. As a matter of fact, I went back and watched the video. Even Shannon Rose mentioned that. Shout out to Shannon Rose.
Mr. Hollywood, baby.
But yeah, he even mentioned that they were both on the line, which we found out when he announced it, because he acts kind of surprised when he did announce it.
Right.
But anyway, they were both on the line. He had those belts won. What he did was he knocked the ref out with the Sheik while doing an airplane type spin, did a Death Valley driver, pinned him with literally 23. I mean, he was counting.
Watch the video. We were all there counting.
I think we counted 23 counts. Basically, he was the champ with no ref. Tried to get Gargoyle to jump in there, but he didn't have a striped shirt with him, so he couldn't do it.
No, not to mention I wasn't sanctioned by the NWA for 0-1, so my official decision would not have counted anyway. So,
but so anyway, after everybody looking around, what's going on? Ref came to, got back up, and the Sheik ended up getting him with none other than the camel clutch, and Colby did not tap out, but he actually just passed out. He basically went black completely out, and Sheik wins the match. Basically, he just blacked completely out. He was dead there for a minute, but he did come through pretty quick and get on the mic and tell him, this ain't gonna end this way. There ain't no way.
Not to mention the Sheik pulled the infamous spike out of his boot and jigged BTY in the head, causing the blood right there. So between the spike, the camel clutch,
remember the can?
Yes,
the can.
This is true too. So I mean, BTY endured a lot of punishment and rightfully should be the NWA and 0-1 heavyweight champion, but it did not work out that way. Alas for us who are big time BTY marks, which I am one and proud to call myself one, despite what other people may think. But a great match, another 20-minute plus match between two guys with skills, abilities. The crowd was into it, man, and all I can say once again is thumbs up to both you guys for laying it all out there in the middle of the ring to entertain the fans, man. Kick-ass match.
Yes, I agree. Sheik did win and accept the rematch that Colby threw at him. I don't think that this was anything planned. I think they threw it at him. They kind of looked at each other, and with 30 seconds, Shannon Rose announced that it's been signed. So what is it? August 13th is the rematch of the Almighty Sheik and BTY Colby Godwin, and we'll keep an eye out for what the rest of the card will be, and hopefully it'll be a stellar card lineup just like this show, and we'll keep this NWA Florida Wrestling going, GCW mix, and I look forward to it.
Me too. I'm eagerly anticipating the next show. I'm hoping they continue to bring NWA talent, despite what anybody says. This banner right here, at least to me, still stands for something. Now I'll admit the NWA is not the powerhouse promotion that it used to be. Vince McMahon has pretty much squashed everybody. But for me, I grew up watching NWA wrestling, and it still means something to me. Now, unfortunately, the next day after this show was over, controversy erupts. It was plastered all over the NWA website that the Sheik was stripped for his title for refusing to defend it against Scrap Iron Adam Pearce on the 31st of July at some show somewhere up north. Excuse me, I don't know the exact location. No disrespect to the NWA or Scrap Iron Adam Pearce. And with that being said, you know, the NWA light heavyweight champion Craig Classic did not agree with that decision and vacated his title, said, I'm not going for this is bullshit, gave up his belt, you know, so.
Which shows what kind of man this guy is too, you know. He's in this business for his heart, doesn't want to put up with shenanigans. He don't care if it's NWA, you know, if it's just a local indie promotion, regardless, you know, and that's, you don't see that.
No.
You don't see that.
He shows not only is he a high quality, talented athlete, but he has integrity too. You know, willing to give up, because, you know, like I said, NWA is not what it once was, but Craig Classic was defending that belt all over the country and around the world, and to give up that title to make a statement shows a lot about the character of the man. And Craig Classic, I applaud you, man. There's not too many guys that would give up their spot to make a statement and express their personal beliefs.
That's right. Much respect for you. You know, we don't really know. You know, there might be some details that it's not out.
We're just two marks, you know, I mean, what can we say?
But you got Craig Classic, you got Dark City Fight Club, you got the Almighty Sheik, which brings all these belts to Florida. Maybe higher-ups didn't like it.
I hear you. Maybe they thought the state of Florida was dominating the NWA too much. We do not know. But, you know, like I said, all in all, I want to give a definite 2 thumbs up to Ron Hyatt and Chief Little Bear for their inaugural NWA Florida show in conjunction with Pro Wrestling Fusion. Awesome show. I enjoyed it. Good, high-quality wrestling, man. I truly, truly hope that you continue to bring these type of individuals to our area and raise the bar up to the next level. Say, hey, we're bringing, you know, like I said, NWA, you know. It's not the WWE, it's not TNA, but it still has a long, respected lineage in the history of professional wrestling. There's still a lot of guys out there that the NWA means something to. I'm one of them. I'm only a fan, but the NWA still means something to me. I really hope they continue to bring high-quality talent to our area, and let's raise the bar. Make these other promotions step up a notch, you know. I mean,
that's right. That's right. You know, if they can keep going with their in the way they're going with this first show. And we've got, you know, in my opinion, other promotions on the Gulf Coast have picked up their level of performance as well.
Right.
And I'm excited about what's going on the Gulf Coast right now. I just hope it keeps going forward and everybody keeps bringing that level up to get up there to where, you know, everybody's doing what needs to be done. You know, promoting, you know, paying your guys, doing what needs to be done to get these guys out there for putting their bodies on the line, and let's just bring that bar up higher and higher and higher.
That's right. This area will continually be known as the Drizzling Shits unless the promotions in this area make the effort to stop that. You've got to build your show. You've got to be more professional, you know. Better rings. You don't want to see crappy-ass rings falling apart. Like I said, this is not no knock on anybody in particular. You know, you want to see good quality guys dressed in wrestling gear that look like wrestlers, not where half of them I look as big or ferocious as the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, Gulf Coast. This area is deep and rich in tradition of professional wrestling. Guys like Bullet Bob Armstrong, you know. We could go on and you know, Southeastern Championship Wrestling, Gulf Coast Championship Wrestling, Continental Championship Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling, wrestling from Florida. You know, I mean, there is a lot of serious tradition in this area that needs to be brought back up, and this wrestling in this area needs to be respected like it used to be. So
that's right. That's right.
You know.
Was it WOW? Is that what used to be big around here a long time ago?
Possibly at this juncture in time, from all the cheap bush beer I'm drinking, I cannot recall. But anyway, a lot of good tradition of wrestling in this area. We need to bring it back up to that level, and everybody, all promotions on the Gulf Coast area need to step their game up a notch, and let's show people, you know, I've been down the South and Central Florida a bunch of times, and you know, you hear a little bit, and You know, let's show the people down there and all around, you know, the Gulf Coast in general, whether it's Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida. Let's show them we got some quality action going on here. Raise the bar, folks.
Yep, keep raising it. It's being raised, but keep raising it, and don't raise it and then drop it, and then raise it and then drop it. You know, show the trend, and I hope that it does go on, because I can't wait. I am a huge wrestling fan, as everybody knows. You are too. I mean, we love it. We love it. That's what we live for. So. Let's get it right.
Anything else we need to talk about?
I can't think of anything. I do want to. Well, let's do match of the night and runner-up of this show, which we're probably going to say the same thing. But go ahead.
I'm going to go for match of the night. I'm going to go for the tag match between Dark City Fight Club and the Hate Junkies. And my runner-up is going to be the light heavyweight championship match, or junior heavyweight, whatever it is, between Bordell Walker and Craig Classic.
I am going to go with the same one, Dark City Fight Club, as my number one. And number two is going to be the X Division title, Oliver Kane versus Shank Barzini.
Shank!
I enjoyed that match too. Not to take anything away from Craig Classic match with Bordell Walker, but I just enjoyed that one just a little bit better. Really, all three of them were just, actually, the last four were really outstanding matches. It was a hard pick for me, but that's where it goes right there.
All right.
I can't wait to see these guys again. I hope that the quality stays there and that we can have another show.
Bring back this NWA, baby. Bring those talented guys, you know.
Yep.
But with that being said, I guess we'll see you in the front row.